Okay, let's dive right into this explainer and learn exactly how to break out of that 9 to 5 grind. Today, we're going to walk through how to launch a highly profitable social media marketing agency, or SMMA, starting from absolute zero. We are going to bypass all the noise and focus strictly on what actually works to secure your very first paying clients.
But before we get into the heavy tactics, we really need to address the mindset. It is so easy to be held back by limiting beliefs when you're just starting out. You might be working a corporate job right now, and well, as this quote so powerfully reminds us, a salary is the drug they give you to forget your dreams. We're going to use that as our core motivation today. It's time to stop building someone else's dream and focus entirely on building your own asset.
Here is our game plan, your chronological blueprint for today. First, the essential agency toolkit. Second, testing niches with the Pick 2 method. Third, building your client pipeline. Fourth, pitching the free trial. Fifth, generating leads with giveaways. And finally, securing your very first case study.
All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, the Essential Agency Toolkit, setting up your professional foundation.
So, we absolutely have to cut through the shiny object syndrome right off the bat. You do not need a $10,000 project management software on day one. A foundational decision you'll face immediately is choosing your professional workspace. Now, while Microsoft 365 provides familiar tools like Outlook, a lot of agency owners eventually realize they prefer Google Workspace for its really seamless Google Drive filing system. Plus, let's be honest, the Microsoft Teams ringtone can trigger a little bit of corporate PTSD for those of us trying to escape the 9 to 5. Make a deliberate choice early on, because migrating your entire agency from one ecosystem to the other later down the line, it's a massive headache.
Once you have your workspace sorted, there are a few non-negotiable tools you need to look highly professional right out of the gate. You'll need a professional domain name from somewhere like GoDaddy. And forget spending months on web design. Use Durable, an AI business builder, to generate an SEO-optimized website in literally seconds. To manage your clients and send invoices, grab a CRM, a customer relationship manager, like Dubsado or Honeybook. For tracking your tasks and future team members, ClickUp is a phenomenal all-in-one hub. And for content creation, Adobe Creative Cloud and Canva are absolute must-haves. This simple stack allows you to accept payments, manage chemistry calls, and generate professional visual assets without having to hire an expensive web developer.
Moving right along to Section 2, testing niches, bypassing niche paralysis. A massive roadblock for beginners is this myth that you need to find the absolute perfect, holy grail niche before you even send your first outreach message. There's a real danger in niche paralysis, basically pigeonholing yourself by going all in on one completely untested industry, which can severely stunt your early growth when it doesn't immediately work out. Contrast that with the winning strategy, the Pick 2 method. By opportunistically testing 2 high-ticket niches simultaneously, you free yourself to find what actually sticks. Look for high-ticket service industries, like roofing, for example. In the roofing niche, generating just one single successful lead for your client more than pays for the entire monthly retainer they pay you.
Section 3. Building your client pipeline. Reaching out to business owners.
Okay, so once your software is set and your 2 niches are picked, you can't just sit back and wait for the phone to ring. You have to build a pipeline using direct, proactive outreach. Start with the free methods, DMs, cold emails, and just picking up the phone. If you want warmer leads, jump on Upwork, where business owners are actively posting jobs asking for social media help. And please don't underestimate local networking. Jump on meetup.com, find a local small business gathering, and just awkwardly sit there and introduce yourself. You really don't have to be a master salesperson. Simply showing up to these local events or replying to warm leads on Upwork is the ultimate gateway to booking actual sales conversations. Then, as you start to scale, you can graduate to heavy-hitting tools like LinkedIn Sales Navigator and Apollo.io.
$3 to $15. Now, you might be wondering, what exactly does that range represent? Well, that is the typical hourly rate to hire a virtual assistant on Upwork. I'm sharing this to shatter the limiting belief that you can't afford to get help managing your outreach, even as an absolute beginner. You can hire someone for just an hour or 2 a day to keep your DMs and emails flowing, while you focus on actually serving the clients and closing deals.
Which brings us to Section 4, pitching the free trial, making an irresistible offer.
When you finally get a local business owner's attention, you have to pitch them a trial that they actually care about. Look, here is the exact difference between an agency that fails and one that scales to 6 figures. Business owners do not care about vanity metrics. They honestly don't care about a few extra likes or 100 new followers if it doesn't move the needle for their bottom line. What they desperately care about are tangible leads.
If you can deliver real names, real emails, and real phone numbers of targeted local individuals who actually want their services, they will gladly pay you thousands of dollars a month.
Listen to this positioning statement from Pueblo-based Clear Choice Marketing. In a world screaming for attention, is your business actually being heard? We bridge the gap between physical and digital. That is grounded, real-world positioning. When you approach a business owner, offer a free assessment that promises to actually bridge that gap and grow their revenue, not just their digital follower count.
Next up, Section 5, generating leads with giveaways, delivering tangible results.
But how do we actually get those tangible leads during a 1-week free trial? Well, to turn that trial into a paying case study, we're going to use the highly effective giveaway strategy. Here is the step-by-step workflow on exactly how to run a 7-day giveaway promo. First, build a contextual graphic in Canva. It literally takes 5 minutes. Second, load it into Meta's ad platform to create a Facebook or Instagram instant lead form. Third, target a tight local radius around the business and have the client put down just $50 to $100 in ad spend. Finally, value stack the prize and watch the entrant data roll in. This forces potential local customers to raise their hands and hand over their contact info.
Let's put this into perspective with some real-world examples. For a local gym, don't just give away a free trial. Everyone does that. Value stack it. Offer a free month, a personal training session, a branded t-shirt, and a foam roller. For a salon, maybe it's a holiday-themed giveaway with a free haircut and premium hair products. By value stacking real, appealing prizes, you get dozens of people to enter. But here is the absolute secret sauce. The business then calls all the non-winners and offers them a discounted introductory service just for entering. Boom! You just handed the client an entire database of warm, local leads.
And finally, Section 6, securing your first case study, mastering fulfillment before scaling.
Imagine this. You've delivered the leads, the client absolutely loved the results, you've secured the monthly retainer, and you've gotten your first logo to put on your website as a case study. Awesome. But how do you safely scale from here? A lot of so-called gurus will tell you to immediately outsource the work to a white label agency. Don't do it. Instead, you need to understand the concept of insourcing. Insourcing is the strategy of learning and executing fulfillment skills yourself first. It maximizes your profit margins, sure, but more importantly, it ensures you actually understand lead generation. By mastering the process yourself before hiring expert staff, you build an agency with its own distinct, valuable processes rather than just being a vulnerable middleman.
So here is my final question for you. Are you going to keep endlessly consuming content, tweaking your agency name over and over and waiting for the perfect time? Or are you ready to launch that basic tech stack, go out to a local meetup, pitch a free trial giveaway, and secure your very first case study today? The blueprint is right here. Now it's entirely up to you to take action. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I really can't wait to see what you build.